Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder potentially signing Patrick Williams, Chicago Bulls free agent, and their starting power forward, or most of the time he's their starting power forward. He started in 30 games this year and played in 43, so in the games that he played in, missed a chunk of games due to an injury, but he started in 30 of the 43 games he played in. Season before, played all 82 games and started in 65. But was one of their top 5 picks from a couple drafts ago in the 2020 NBA draft. And he hasn't been a bust, but for where he was selected at, he should have been better. He's been good. He's been a solid rebounder for the Bulls, has been really good defensively for the Bulls, and has been a decent scorer, averaging about double digits in his career, averaged 10 points per game this past season. I wouldn't call him a bust because I think he's a good defender. He's a decent scorer. He's a decent rebounder, and he hasn't really played a lot of minutes in his career with the Bulls. This is crazy, actually. Even though being a starter, the most minutes he's averaged in a season per minutes per game is 28.3. This is a guy who was drafted top 5 overall and is a starter as well. This is a guy who started in 65 games but only averaged 28.3 minutes per game. Usually you see a starter who's starting in 65 games probably get more minutes than that, but minutes are a little low in my opinion, though, as well. I think it'd be an interesting signing for the Thunder, but at the same time, it's going to be really hard to bring him in because the Bulls want to re-sign him, and he's a restricted free agent. So any offer will be matched by this Chicago Bulls. Any offer sheet that is signed by Patrick Williams with the Thunder can be matched by the Chicago Bulls, so it's going to be very hard for them to bring him in, but he'd be a great addition to this young core. He's a young guy who's, we talk about, is he a bust? But I feel like a lot of people might forget that this kid is still 22 years old. He's been in the league for 4 seasons, but is still 22 years old. There's a lot of time left for him. Turns 23 in August, so he'll be 23 to start off the season, but for someone who's been in the league for 4 seasons, is heading into his 5th NBA season, and is only 22 years old, he's really, really young to have 4 years of experience. He came into the league at 18 years old. So I still feel like even though he's 4 years in his career, he has still a lot of growth in his career to make. He can still get better because he's still really young, even though he's been in the league for 4 years. But he came into the league at 18 years old, which is nuts. So he was solid this season. Injuries have been a problem in a couple of his seasons. Like, it's a weird thing with him. His rookie season, basically fully healthy. He 72-game season due to COVID. And he plays 71 games, 71 starts. Now, next season, 21-22 season, NBA goes back to an 82-game season, so only plays 17 games. He misses a total of 65 games. Now, the next season after that, the 22-23 season, he plays 82 games, 65 starts. Then this season, he plays 43 games with 30 starts. So it's like in his career, 1 year he's perfectly healthy, his rookie year. The next year, he has injury problems all over the place. And then the next season, he's as healthy as a whistle. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him at all. Plays every single game. Then this season, he misses almost 40 games, 39 games missed this season. So, it's like 1 year he's perfectly healthy, barely missing a game, and if not, playing every single game. And then the next, he's missing, if not almost 40 games, 65. So it's been weird with it. Injuries have been a problem for him at such a young age. But averaged 10 points per game this year, averaged 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block per game. Another thing about him is he's a great 3-point shooter as well. Doesn't shoot the three ball often, but with over 3 attempts, shot 40% this year. Is a 41% 3-point shooter, shooting 41% the season before that, and in the 21-22 season, shot 51.7% on 2 3-pointer attempts per game, and shot 39% in his rookie year. A very good 3-point shooter. So, that's another thing for him as well. Let me know your thoughts on the potential signing for the Thunder in the comment section. He'd be a great addition to this young core. Wonder who would step out of the starting lineup for the Thunder. Even though we saw the Thunder bench Josh Giddey at one point or a couple times in the playoffs, I think the most likely, and I don't know, it would be interesting for the Thunder, but I think most likely the guy that comes out of the rotation would be Lou Dort. And you'd probably see him go to the bench if not traded, because Patrick Williams is a power forward, and I would see him most likely playing power forward, and you have Chet at the 5, and if you have Shea playing the 1, that means, that means if you have Shea playing the 1, and you have Patrick Williams at the 4, Chet at the 5. Jalen Williams is obviously at the small forward position. So that means, I guess I could see the Thunder playing Dort at shooting guard, but I think they'd rather have Giddey at shooting guard. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see who would come off the bench and who would start, whether it be Josh Giddey or Lou Dort, if the Thunder signed Pat Williams in the unrestricted free agency. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.